Beef can be expensive unless you know where to look and how to cook. This is the best cheap steak you're probably not eating. Tender, rich, full of nutrition, and usually less than $3 a pound. Today I'm cooking it 3 different ways for you, so you gotta stick around because the last one might be the answer for you to get this into your diet, even if you're not particularly crazy about it. Do you guys know what it is? Drop it in the comments what you think this is, because we're cooking it up today on Chris Cookin' Nashville. That's right, guys. Today it's a beef heart. Did you get it right? Did you recognize what this is? Now, if you just looked at this and went, oh, I do not want to eat a beef heart, stick with me because I'm going to make this taste amazing for you guys. We're gonna do this in 3 different ways, all the way from the purest down to the, I don't want to taste that, but I'd love to get the nutrition out of it. So let's figure out 3 ways of cooking this incredible beef heart. And I would like to shout out Miller's Bio Farm because that's where we got this whole trimmed beef heart, and it looks fantastic. And I know some of you are probably saying, no, it does not look fantastic, but I promise you it looks amazing if you know how to cook it right. So we're gonna take this beef heart, I'm gonna do 3 different dishes for you. For the purists out there who love their steak, we're going to do this in a steak style. And if you like flank steak, you have got to check out beef heart because it's just as good, higher in nutrition, and an even better flavor. Second way around, we're going to take it for people who want just to step it up a little bit, but still want to experience the beauty of beef heart. We're gonna do a beef heart stir fry that you can keep as carnivore or make as keto as you would like it to be for your proper human diet. And then number 3, for all of you who think there's no way I want to know that I'm eating beef heart because of how much this tastes like steak, I guarantee if you do this 3rd method, you will never know you are eating beef heart and getting all of the incredible nutrition of this cheap, budget-friendly, but such tasty, incredible muscle. We're gonna grind it up and we're gonna make beef patties with ground beef from the grocery store plus beef heart. Stick around for all 3 of these incredible ways of doing this. Let me grab a cutting board and a sharp knife. I'm gonna show you how we prep this to make 3 different incredible dishes out of 1 amazing beef heart. And I'm gonna tell you about the nutrition and why you should be including this in your proper human diet. So as I get ready to cut off a chunk of this to turn into a flank steak style piece of meat, I'm sure some of you are wondering, why beef heart? And I'm gonna tell you. First of all, beef heart is extremely cheap for the level of nutrition we get out of it. Usually it's somewhere between $2 and $3 a pound. You might be able to find it even cheaper from a local farmer or rancher. So it's extremely budget friendly. 1 beef heart is usually 3 to 4 pounds. So you get multiple meals for the price of a single steak. Next is that beef heart is extremely nutrient dense. It is packed with CoQ10, which is the heart's molecule for energy. CoQ10 powers your mitochondria, and it is crucial for heart and brain function. And a lot of people pay a lot of money to get CoQ10 supplements. And if you eat beef heart, you don't need to waste all of that money. This is the most bioavailable and cheapest way to get all of the CoQ10 you could possibly need. Beef heart also has lots of B vitamins, especially B12, B2, which is riboflavin, folate, and more. This supports energy, nerve health, and of course, your red blood cells. And if you feel like you need some energy and you can't catch your breath, your red blood cell health is a really important key to that. You're also getting iron and zinc from this. These are bioavailable because they are already in meat form, and it supports your mood, your hormones, and your immune function. So it's gonna keep you not only happier, but physically healthier and more resilient. All of these are reasons that beef heart is a very underrated cut. Organ meats used to be prized and they used to be a really important part of our ancestral diet, but today that's not the case. We throw them away or we turn them into pet food and we miss out on all the incredible nutrition on our keto or carnivore diet that we could be having by enjoying those cuts of organ meat. So let's go ahead and get the beef heart ready and let's make steak first. So to prep this beef heart, we need to understand a little bit about the physiology going on here. So I've opened this up and you can see inside there are striations that run from the top of the heart down to the pointy end or the bottom. This is the grain of the meat. And because the grain of beef heart is so dense, it could very easily become tough if you don't know the right way to treat it. We're going to cut this against the grain to make our steak. So our steak, instead of being a piece that is this direction, is going to be a piece that is this direction, cutting across the grain. And that is going to shorten those grains so that when we go to eat it, they break apart more easily and it gives you a much more tender bite, very similar to that flank steak we were talking about. So get a really nice sharp knife. We're gonna go across the grain and I'm going to use this top end of the heart up here to slice off the steaks for doing the steak version of this. Once we have our steaks cut off of here, I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of this up into strips for stir fry. I'm gonna cut them the exact same way, just gonna cut them into little small sliced up pieces, and then we'll use the rest of this as a chopped up mix that will go into the grind. Now, I trimmed off some of the extra fat from the steaks. You don't have to do that because this beef heart fat is some of the greatest fat on the entire animal. But if you want a little bit less fat on the steak itself for a textural reason, you can save those trimmings and make this ground mixture or use it as stir fry, whatever you want. Mel and I, before we cook this, are gonna make sure we know if this is truly quality beef heart or not. All right, version number one, we're going to do as steaks. I'm going to get a skillet preheated to a very high temperature because we want to cook these very fast and leave them a nice medium rare so they're tender and juicy. I have some amazing dry aged beef tallow from one of my dry aging projects that I did. I'm going to use that to cook this in so we keep this as nutrient dense, beefy, hearty, carnivore goodness as we possibly can. I'm going to season these with salt and a little bit of pepper and garlic powder. Season however you want. Treat this like a steak. Try to get a nice crust on the outside, but keep it medium rare. We're gonna sear it off and we'll let you know how it tastes. All right, taste test number one, the beef heart steak. Are you excited about this at all? No? Okay.
I don't think I've ever been more uncomfortable while we film something. Like, you've put me through a lot. There was the eggs and bologna in a blender. I can guarantee no spouse has come home from a long day and said, "Hey, honey, I'm home. What's for dinner?" And when they say beef heart, be excited. But I am going to try it.
All right. Well, maybe we can change your mind. I'm not going to ask you to jump in on the raw beef heart that I... No. Okay.
That's
too much? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I have these standards. It's in my contract.
All right. Well, let's try this out.
I will say they do smell good.
They cut beautifully, just like a steak. You can probably see that there, hopefully. It smells like a flank steak.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that is not at all what I expected. Hold on. Can't believe I'm going to say this. That really does taste actually just like a steak. These are really good, actually. Am I really going to have a third bite of these? Wow, okay. So the fat is probably the most flavorful fat I have ever tasted.
Yep.
These little bits of fat on it are just incredible. So I was afraid it was actually going to be very like gamey, muscly tasting. I was not thinking this was going to taste like a steak. It does really just taste like a flank steak. If you would not have told me what that was and you just gave it to me, I just would have thought you made me a steak. If you like even had kids or something, you could like grill this up and then basically just cut it up so they wouldn't see the weird shape and just eat it. But it's good though. I mean, I've almost eaten... Look at a whole piece of it. It's just not at all what I was expecting. I think when you think heart, it's really gross, but seriously, that's really good. The fat though on this heart, I don't know what it is about the fat on the heart. I mean, you can taste the difference. So good.
Now that we got her through the steak, which was the hardest one of the whole bunch, let's go ahead and do a stir fry. Are you a little more excited about that one now?
I might be.
Okay.
I'm kind of warming up to this. I like
it. All right, let's do a stir fried beef heart. All right, version number 2 of the beef heart. I'm gonna use the same skillet and I'm gonna turn it up on high again, and I'm gonna use the same beef tallow from the Dry Age project. All I'm going to do is add a little bit of some interesting stuff to this. Now you can keep this as keto or carnivore as you want. So the version I'm showing you is not the version you have to do. You do whatever it is that fits your version of a proper human diet. But I'm gonna start out with some beef tallow to cook in. And in that beef tallow, I'm going to add some minced garlic, and I'm gonna start to saute that together. Once I'm done sauteing that, I'm going to add in a little bit of my Carnivore soy sauce substitute, and I also have a little bit of garlic chili paste and lemon juice in here, just for flavor, but you don't have to add that. You can add whatever else you want. You can change it, make this recipe your own. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my beef heart in. A little bit of salt and pepper. And now I'm gonna stir fry it up. All right, this is done. I turned off the heat just for a little umami boost. I'm gonna add in just a small handful of Parmesan cheese, toss it through, and we're ready to eat. All right, version number 2, the stir fry. Hopefully you're looking a little more forward to this one.
This one smells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells.
This would be really good on my carnivore rice. I'll link that down below for you guys. Serve this over the carnivore rice, or you could do it with my carnivore noodles. That would be really good. I'll put both of them in the description box for you guys, so you should totally do that.
I approve that. Wow, this is really cool. So great flavor. Love your stir fry, how it's seasoned. This is amazing by itself. I could eat a whole bowl of this. Your carnivore rice, though, you're right. If you're keto, some veggies, it would make an amazing, amazing stir fry that was full of fat, full of protein, no carbs. Absolutely delicious.
All right. If I still haven't convinced you that beef heart is something you can totally do, I understand. Let's see if we can help you out with method number 3, the beef patties. This is version number 3. We're going to turn these into beef patties. Now I have about 1.5 pounds of a very fatty ground beef. This is a 7327, and I'm using that high fat content because heart is fairly lean. So we're going to do about a 1-to-1 ratio. You can use as much or as little heart as you want, but remember it is lean. So if we're going to use a bunch of heart, you probably want to make sure to add some other beef fat as well. And I have some extra in the freezer if I really think I need it. Depending on how much beef heart I get ground up, I can always grab that. But I think this fatty ground beef is going to be plenty. So let me get that heart out of the freezer. It should be partially frozen, but not hard all the way through, and really nice and cold, and that's going to help it grind up properly. And by the way, if you don't have a KitchenAid mixer and one of these grinder attachments, you can actually get hand grinders that attach to the side of your countertop or a table, and you get some functional exercise just cranking that meat through it. Let me grab that heart. Let's make some beef heart patties. So I'm going to turn the KitchenAid mixer on a low setting. We want to do this slowly so that we don't create heat based on the friction of the gears and of the grinding blade. So we're going to do this on low, one piece at a time. We're just going to grind the beef heart directly on top of this beef from the grocery store, and then I'll mix it all together. We'll get ready to make some beef patties. Once the last of the beef heart was put in, I took a chunk of the ground beef from the store and put that on top, waited to see that lighter pink meat coming through. That way I know all of the beef heart has been ground up. Now I'm just going to take apart the grinder, get all the extra out. We're going to put it all in the bowl. I'm going to mix it together, and we're going to make some beef patties. There is the burger mixture, and I'm going to go ahead and cook up one of the patties for us to taste for you guys. Ash and I were looking at these as I was making this with all of this ground up beef heart in it, and we have dubbed these the caveman patty. So if you guys are going to make caveman patties with heart or liver or anything else that you might be able to grind up and add into your beef mixture, put down below if you would like to make some caveman patties, and if you are, what you're going to use. Let's go ahead and get this cooked up. I'm just going to use a basic seasoning on it, cook it like a burger patty in a cast iron skillet. We're going to call it a day. Let's cook it up and let's try it. All right, guys, there is method number 3, making it into a beef patty. Now, bonus points if you want to get something like a chuck roast that is on sale, cut it up into chunks and actually grind the heart and the beef all together. If you do it like a piece of chuck, a piece of heart, a piece of chuck, a piece of heart, and you alternate, you'll actually get a more even distribution than what I'm getting here. But still, this works really well, especially if you want to make it really easy on yourself. So Beef patty.
Who doesn't love a good beef patty?
I mean, I think they're great.
Yeah.
Especially this caveman patty is super boosted in terms of its nutritional value.
I love when you cook in a cast iron because of that crust on it.
Yeah.
You can already tell it's really nice.
It's very beefy smelling, smells great.
It does smell very beefy. This is my jam. That just tastes like an incredible beef patty.
Yeah.
I really can't tell there's heart in there. This would be awesome to put heart, like you said, maybe liver or something else. All those weird organ meats that we really don't want to eat on our own, let's just be honest. Great way to do it.
Yeah.
So
if you're going to use something like liver, be careful you don't get too much of it in there because one, texturally, it's going to mess with your beef patty. And two, if you put too much in there, you're probably going to start to taste it. So liver, I would go a little bit smaller on the amount, but the heart, I mean, that's almost a 50-50 mix and it's fantastic.
I seriously though, don't even taste the heart. It literally just tastes like a really great beef patty.
It just tastes like a beefier and more expensive beef patty than what I would normally get at the store.
I really seriously enjoy this though, until as Dr. Berry says, I grow up and can eat my liver and other things. I think this is the way though that I would prefer to consume my organ meats.
Yeah.
Just because it is really actually hard to taste it. So just melts in your mouth, man. So good.
Heart is lean, so use a really fatty beef and just make sure you don't overdo it so you don't dry it out. And you're off to the races. Well, guys, I hope I have convinced you that using beef heart is not only doable, but can be extremely tasty, and that there is a whole spectrum of ways that you can incorporate it. And there's a bunch of other recipes we could do exactly like I'm working with it today, all different kinds of ways. So this is just a little bit of a taste of what you might be able to do if you get a beef heart, and especially if you want like the CoQ10 and all those B vitamins and the iron and the zinc, this is a fantastic way of doing it. And truthfully, it's a great way to get it into your kids' dinner without them knowing it if you do something like these beef patties or grind it up and make a hamburger type mix for carnivore taco night with my carnivore taco shells or something like that. All of my links are down below, including the recipe card page of my website. That is free. I'm gonna have Miller's Biofarm linked down below. So if you don't have a local source where you can get something like this, you can go to their website and you can have it shipped right to your door. And their stuff is amazing. We really appreciate them letting us do this with them. So thank you guys for watching. We love every single one of you. Go down to the description box and check it out. This is Chris Cook in Nashville, my beautiful wife, Ash Taylor. You guys eat your meat, especially if it's a beef heart. Love your life. We'll see you here in the kitchen for a bunch of crazy recipes, maybe using organ meats in ways you never thought of before. And if you like beef heart used in things like this, you gotta check out this video right over here.
It's all gone.
You wanna make some more beef patties for dinner?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, caveman patties it is.
Caveman patties. The things we do for television.